Hello. First of all, I don't know why I'm making this. I know that literally nobody's gonna watch this and it's just gonna be me talking to my phone for a while, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. Basically, I just spent probably a good hour watching just book videos in general on YouTube, and I was like, I want to make one because I have been in a book reading phase, which, let me tell you, is exciting because I used to be a huge reader in like elementary to like middle school, and then I never read again. Like throughout high school, I just didn't read. I wasn't into it. If I read a book, it was like one book a year. I just wasn't into it anymore. And now I'm back into the reading world and I'm obsessed with it. I'm also on Book Talk currently, which I'm obsessed with. So now I just have like 1,500 books in my like want to read list on Goodreads, and it's horrible because I'm never gonna get to read them all. So I'm gonna pull up my Goodreads account on my iPad so that I can remember what I've rated everything, because I want to give you like the book I read, the rating, what I thought of it, whatever. And a lot of these I don't really remember. So the first book that I read this year is called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Bleep. I read this one back in like January, I think, if I look, and I rated it a 3 out of 5. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember like everything from this book, but I felt like it was pretty, like everything that they talked about in this, like it's basically like a book telling you like just to stop caring about stuff in life and to just like not give a bleep, right? It was nice to read, I guess. It was a little long, it was kind of repetitive. I think it's a good read. I wish it was a little bit like less. It was just kind of like repetitive, and I felt like he could have said everything that he said a little more summed up. But it was a good read. I mean, there were some points in there that really helped, so I don't know. I don't regret reading it. I think it was pretty good. So yes, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Bleep by Mark Manson. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Okay, the next book I read for a book club. 2 of my friends and myself. We did a little book club in school, just the 3 of us, to just kind of read books and kind of like discuss them with each other. The one book that I read this year for the book club is called I'd Tell You I Love You, But Then I'd Have to Kill You by Allie Carter. I actually gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I didn't think that I would like it. If you look at it, it looks very like, it just looks like a teen read, like a funny middle school girl, high school girl reads this. But I actually liked it. I thought it was really good. I was very intrigued in it. The whole storyline is kind of like good, actually. I was just very surprised on how much I liked it. It's an easy read. It's definitely for like younger girls, but it's good. I enjoyed it. So this one I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. Okay, the next book that I did finish this year is one that I really wanted to like because I know a lot of people liked it. It's The Things We Carried by Tim O'Brien. I didn't really like it, and I feel really bad I didn't like it because I know it's like a classic. Like, I know it's like a big deal kind of a book, and I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed a decent amount of it. I like, history books are not really my thing. I just kind of get bored of it. I don't really know a lot about wars I don't know a lot about like certain wars in history. I mean, I know about like the main world wars, but I don't know anything else about I don't know a lot about it. I'm not like a huge history buff, you know? So I read this book hoping that I would like it, hoping that I would like get a really good insight into history more, which I mean, yes, it opened my eyes to history, whatever, but I didn't really like it. I definitely wouldn't read it again, or like I'm glad I read it, but it took me a very long time to read. I feel like I probably started this book a year ago. Like, it took me so long to read because I read probably the first half of it really quickly. Like, the beginning of the book is good. There are parts of the book that are really, really good, but it's not my kind of book, and I feel so bad. I gave it a 2 out of 5 on Goodreads, which I probably would maybe give it a 3 now looking back, but yes, this one, The Things They Carried, I gave a 2 out of 5. The next one I read is You Have a Match by Emma Lord. I think I just picked this one up at like Target or something because I really liked the cover, and I read the little like synopsis of it and it seemed really good. And I actually gave this one a 4 out of 5. I don't remember a lot about this book, but I remember that it was good. It reminded me of like The Parent Trap, like the whole, it's twin sisters and they like go to camp and like they end up like switching identities at one point to try and like trick their parents. I think, if I remember correctly. I might be lying, I don't know, but it was really good. But yes, this one I gave a 4 out of 5. It was pretty good. I don't remember a lot about it, so it's not like a memorable book for me. It didn't like stick with me or anything, but it was really cute. I remember I read it pretty quickly. It was like entertaining. It was a fun book to read, so yeah, 4 out of 5. Alrighty, the next book that I read is Midnight Sun. I have had this book for a while. Like, it was just sitting in my bookshelf for a very long time. It is a thick book, let me tell you. I think I started this book like a while ago, probably like a year ago as well, and then just never finished it. But what did I give this? I gave it a 3 out of 5. Well, nah. I think the only reason I didn't really like this book is because it's the same exact story as Twilight. It's just from Edward's perspective, which I liked, but I think I just kind of got bored because I knew it was gonna happen, and like it's just the same story, but it's from a different perspective, which was really nice though, because it did offer a lot of insight into Edward, and I think it made me like his character more, and it gives a lot of insight for like the other Cullen characters. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll stick with the 3 out of 5 though, because I didn't like love it, but it was good. Also, I really like the cover. So yeah, 3 out of 5. All right, next we have In 5 Years by Rebecca Serle. This is another one that I literally just picked up at Target because I thought the cover was gorgeous. Like, look at it. It's so beautiful. I literally love it. This one I gave a 4 out of 5, which I think I would stick with it. I do remember this book pretty well. I really liked the storyline of it. I thought it was very different. It wasn't like anything I've read before. I don't remember if it's this book or a different one, but I think this one has a really good ending. I literally don't remember the ending of this book. Oh my god, what the heck? I think this was one of them that had a really good like plot twist ending, I think. I could be very wrong. I do remember that it was really good. I really liked it. I read it very fast. It really sucked me in. I remember really enjoying it. So I would stick with like a 4 out of 5 stars for this one. Okay, next I have All This Time by Mickey Daughtry. Another one that I picked up at Target, obviously. The cover is so pretty. Literally so cute. I love the cover. This book, I have strong opinions about, actually. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. Originally, I didn't like this book. I hated it. I hate the writing. The writing is very just basic, blah. Like, it's definitely a young adult book, I think. Like, I mean, it has like the writing style of like a basic young adult book. However, it has a huge plot twist, multiple huge plot twists actually, that I didn't see coming. Very much threw me for a loop. But I really liked it in the end. However, the writing needs to not be the way that it is. Like, I actually almost threw my book across the room because I was shook at the plot twists. I don't know, I probably would recommend this just because of the plot twists. Like, it gets you, because I feel like I was just so wrapped up in the bad writing. I was like, oh my god, this like couldn't get worse, and then it got good and I was like, wow, didn't see that coming. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with the 3 out of 5, maybe like a 2.5 3 out of 5 because the writing. Oh boy, next we have The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This one was all over my TikTok feed, all over my For You page. Oh my god, this is when I started getting into like book talk and like book talk? Yeah, that's right? Yeah. So yes, this one was all over my For You page, and everyone was loving it and raving about it, and I was like, I have to read it. So I did, and oh my gosh, what did I give it? I hope I gave it a 5 out of 5. I did give this a 5 out of 5. I read this book very quickly. I don't even know how many days. I read this book in 6 days, or 5 days. 5 days I read this book. It's really good. Like, it deserves the hype 1000%. It's so good. I can't even, it's so good. This book is like the definition of like right person, wrong time. Or like, honestly, it's like right person, wrong era. Like it hurt my heart. It literally hurt my heart. But it's so good. Deserves all the hype. One of my favorite books. I think it's in my favorites, like, bookshelf on Goodreads, because it's so good. I would read it again. It's so good. So good. 5 out of 5. Next up, we have another book talk book. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQueeston. I don't know. I gave this one a 4 out of 5. It's really cute. I love books like this. It's so cute. It's fun to read. I'm pretty sure I read this one really quickly too. I have a bookmark still in here. Yes, this one is really, really sweet. I really liked the plot. It's so cute. It's so good. It's such a good book. Deserves all the hype. 4 out of 5, only because I don't remember. I know there was a reason I only gave it a 4 out of 5. I think it's just like, I'm very picky with my 5-star books. I'm very, very picky. So, I mean, this is a really good book. I probably would read it again in like a year or two just because it's a fun book to read. But I don't think it deserves a 5 out of 5 because I'm a little picky with those. So, 4 out of 5. Next, I have The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. It is a cute book. I really liked the like plot of it. I thought it was cool and different. It reminded me of like New Girl. I kind of started reading this as I was watching New Girl, so it kind of reminded me of that. I gave this one a 3 out of 5. It was good. I mean, I wouldn't read it again probably. It was a nice like quick read. It you know, I wasn't like super like connected with the characters in it though. The plot was good. I just feel like they probably could have done more with the I don't know. It's a good read, but it wasn't like my favorite and I wouldn't read it again. So yeah, I will stick with 3 out of 5 for this one, just because it was a cute, quick read. Wasn't very, very memorable, but it was memorable enough. It's just, it was okay. Oh my god, guys, this is my favorite book ever. It's literally one of my favorite books. But oh my god, I'm so excited I can't even talk. This is one of my favorite books ever. Like, I already want to read it again because it's so good. Normal People by Rooney. So good. This one was on my book talk, my For You page, and everyone was raving about it. However, I did see some TikToks of people who hated this book and just didn't understand the hype, didn't really like it. They just didn't like it. And I feel like it's a very you love it or you hate it book, and I loved it. It's definitely kind of like my style of a book. I really, really liked it. It's like so weird that I love it. It's like I loved their like relationship weirdly. Like they don't have it's not like what's that one line that's in here? There's a line in here that's so good and I want to go find it and like highlight it in the book because it's so good. It's something about like, I don't believe in God, but you're the kind of person that makes me believe in him. I don't know. It's definitely it's definitely like a different kind of book, but there are a lot of really good lines in this book that I really, really like. This book is just so good. I literally can't even explain to you how good this book is. I adore it. I loved the characters in it and I liked their relationship, and it's a different kind of book though. Like, you're either gonna hate it or love it, and thankfully I love this. 5 out of 5, also one of my favorite books ever. Next we have Love is a Revolution by Renee Watson. I think that's how you say her name. Renee? I don't know. This one I got at Target, obviously. I picked it up because I thought the cover was cool. I thought the storyline was cool. It sounded good, whatever. However, I didn't like it. I gave it a 2 out of 5. I didn't like it. I don't like the main character. I just didn't like her. I also didn't really like the other guy. I didn't like it. It was a little too, this is controversial. If anyone watches this, if I become famous and people watch this video, I'll get attacked for this. But it was a little too political for me. And I just don't really like reading about that kind of stuff. I like reading about, I don't know. I have a very specific reading style that I like and love, and I just like books that get me away from like the real world and like real life And this book, I don't know. I think it would have been better if the writing was better and if I actually enjoyed the characters. I just didn't like the two main characters right here. I really didn't like her. I don't know. They were all like, everyone in the book was just very rude to each other and mean. Her whole like group of friends are like big activists for the city, which is awesome, whatever. But like, she gets mad at them for like being involved in this kind of stuff, and then they get mad at her because she's not into that kind of stuff. Like, she doesn't want to be in their activist group. Like, she just wants to do her own thing. But like, she doesn't have her, like, they were all just so rude to each other, and I didn't like her. I didn't like the book, guys. This one just wasn't it for me. I feel like it could have been better. Yeah, 2 out of 5 for this one. Next up, we have The Perfect Date by Evelyn, Lozada, and Holly Loris. I don't know, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. This one I also gave a 2 out of 5. It was really disappointing. I didn't like the characters again. I just didn't have like a connection with the characters. I didn't really like his character very much. I also didn't really like her character very much. The plot was okay, but it wasn't great. It was just kind of like, I don't know. It wasn't it for me, so 2 out of 5. Okay. Next we have The Midnight Library. Oh, this one was good too. This one was really, really good. This one like was a redemption from the other last 2 books that I read before this one. What did I give this? I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. Oh, I gave this one a 5 out of 5. I don't know, I might break it down to a 4 out of 5 just because I am very picky about my 5 out of 5s. But this one was really, really good. I know some people on TikTok don't really like it, but I thought it was really, really good. I liked the whole like plot of it, like the story itself I thought was really, really good. I thought it has like a good message, and like, I don't know, I really liked it. The first chapter, I think it's like the first chapter, like the very beginning part of the book broke me. Like the first part of the book, I mean, it's not a spoiler, like her life really just sucks and she's just doing nothing with it, and she's very just like miserable and isn't doing anything with her life, and she's just not having it, so she kills herself. And it broke me. It was so sad. I was just like, oh my god. But then the whole book goes on and talks about like, you know, what if you did one thing differently, and like this is the life that you would have. It talks about all these different lives that you can live in your life, and like I just remember something about this book. The ending I actually was upset about. I was actually really, really upset about the ending. But I understand why I had to end the way that it ended. I just was so upset about it. I wanted it to end a different way. And it didn't end the way that I wanted to. Okay, so I'm just watching like this clip back, and I feel like I needed to talk about it a little bit more. Sorry. First of all, I didn't mean to laugh when I said she kills herself. That made it sound like really bad. But oh my god, it just like, I wasn't expecting it to be so sad all of a sudden, and it really like, I was in my feels when I was reading this book, so it really got me and it like hurt me. And I was just like, oh, so we're starting off with just like, it was hard to read at first. I'm sorry I laughed. I didn't mean to like make it sound like it was funny. But what I meant by like the ending of the book needed to be the way that it is, because of like the message of the book, and I don't want to spoil anything, but like the whole book just talks about like, you shouldn't have regrets about life. Like, yes, if you would have made a different choice somewhere along the way, like, yes, your life could have been different and you could have had this different life. But it's kind of saying how, like, you shouldn't have those regrets because the way that your life is right now is fine. And it's supposed to be that, like, you know, you make the choices you make for a reason. And, I don't know. It's just the way that the book set it up got me excited for the ending that I thought was gonna happen, and then it didn't happen, and I was just kind of frustrated because it was just, you know. But like, looking back at the book, I realized why it ended the way that it ended, and I like the way that it ended because of the entire message of the book. So I just wanted to say that. I know literally nobody's watching this and they don't care, but I just wanted to say that. Okay, bye. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 just because I'm picky with my 5 out of 5s, but it is a good book. It's a really, really good book. I needed to read this. I think it's a good, like, it's a good one. I like this one. I'll go with like 4.5 out of 5. We'll do that for this one. Guys, it ends with us. Oh, this book. Colleen Hoover. I already am obsessed with her, and I've only read 2 of her books so far. This one and the next one. This one, 5 out of 5. For sure. This book is so freaking good. So freaking good. Like, it's so good. I loved the writing style that she has. I thought it was so good. It was heartbreaking in so many ways. I'm actually not gonna lie. This is controversial, but I didn't like Atlas at first. I really liked Ryle. I liked the other guy. And then I didn't. I switched up. But a lot of people like Atlas already from the beginning. Like, they're totally for him at the very beginning. Don't like Ryle at all. I really liked him. There are some, like, cheesy parts in this book that I know a lot of people hated, and they're like, ew, why was that in here? But overall, this book is so good. The part where they say the title of the book ruined me. People, it gutted me. It hurt me. But it was so good. This one's so good. 5 out of 5, for sure. 1000%. Okay, we have another Colleen Hoover book. Ugly Love. Oh my gosh. This one is also so good. 5 out of 5 for this one. Colleen Hoover books are so good. I'm so excited. I have more coming. Like, I got more of her books, and I'm so excited for them. I didn't, like, see, like, the ending coming. Like, I don't know how to say it without, like, spoiling it. Like Miles's backstory, I didn't expect his backstory to go the way that it did. It was very shocking to me. Like, I literally jumped in my seat while reading this. I was like, what? Like, what? I read this I read this book in a day. I read this book in like one sitting. I read really fast. Like, I started it in the afternoon and stayed up really late to finish it. It's a pretty lengthy book. Like, it's a good size, and I read it in a day because I was hooked. Hooked from the beginning. It's so freaking good. The ending is kind of like weird to me though. I don't know if I like it, but it did hurt me in a good way. Like, it does have a good ending, but I kind of like wish she would have done something else with the ending. I don't know. I know a lot of people like the ending, but I don't know. But regardless, 5 out of 5. It's a beautiful book. It is so good. So good. I don't know what else to say about these books, guys. Colleen Hoover's books are just so good. They're just unbelievable. Okay, we're at the last book. Lastly, we have We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This one I gave a 3 out of 5, actually. And I know a lot of people like this. They love this book. It was okay. I thought it was kind of like weird and boring at first. I do like the plot twist. I do. I think I was just very hyped up for this book. Like, people on TikTok made this sound like it was such a good book, and I didn't get the hype from it. I didn't think it was that good of a book, and I don't know, I think I had high expectations for this one and it didn't really reach my expectations. I don't know, I thought the plot twist was good, but I thought it was kind of like weird. Like, I don't know. It's good. But yeah, 3 out of 5. Those are all of the books that I've read so far this year. Maybe I'll make another video at the end of the year of like the other half of the books that I've read, but I just thought it'd be fun to talk about all the books that I've read, because why not? Nobody's gonna watch this. It's just for me, and that's okay, because I like talking about books. If you did watch this video, thank you. I'm sure it was very boring and not interesting to you, but that is okay. I don't really care. Okay, that's all. Goodbye.